Live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Why Am I Yelling Live? I'm Krista. I am your host. I know I've been inundating you guys lately with all the friends that I met while I was in Florida at the Mom 2.0 Summit, but I have two more friends for you this week and another one next week because I met so many amazing, wonderful, awesome people there, and I want to share them all with you. So today we have Jenn and Meghan, and they are friends. And you guys were friends first, right? Before the kids all came along? Yes. Okay. And they're friends, and they are both moms of twin boys. So we're going to learn about that. I mean, I have two boys. I know what that's like, but I don't have twin boys. And they're mom bloggers, and they talk about in their stories the joys and challenges of raising multiples. And I was thinking about this last night as I was prepping for this interview. I have a lot of friends who have twins. And it's like, yeah, it's a whole different ball game. So welcome to Why Am I Yelling Live? We're very excited to have you here. A lot of our viewers are twin moms. So if they're not watching now, they will probably watch the replay. So tell me, ladies, how did you meet? When did you start? And why did this venture of togetherness and creating your business or your brand, how'd that happen?
Well, we were teachers together back in the day, working at the same school, and we both were struggling through infertility. So we kind of quickly formed a little bond over that, in secret when we realized we were both struggling together. And then Jen got pregnant with her twins, and I still was rolling through the infertility piece. So it gave me hope. And then finally I got pregnant with twins after a couple more years, and it just kind of created this special bond and friendship through our work relationship. And then one day we're sitting in our office going, "Hey, we should write a book about all these hilarious stories that have happened to us via all of the doctors we've seen in the tests." And then the next thing you know, we got some advice from a friend who said, "You shouldn't wait to do a book because that's going to take a long time. You should go with the blog and have people can relate to you right now." So we started our blog and we started writing things, and it started out being actually more on the infertility track. And then we got some advice again, and we kind of had to pick a lane, and we thought, hey, there's a lot of twin parents and twin moms. So we do have that infertility piece to our blog, but actually we rolled with we're moms of multiples, and this is no walk in the park, just like being a mom of one or five kids. But there's a unique little trick to two. So we kind of decided this is our niche.
And, I think part of our inspiration for picking the twin lane versus the infertility piece was twofold because, we both have our children now, and that part of our lives is over. So it's harder for women who are going through infertility to relate to us now that we have little ones running around. And we also found it very challenging to find a lot of helpful. You're so close to me right now. A lot.
You smell so good.
A lot of helpful information for moms specifically of twins. And so that was, our whole goal is to support women, to encourage women, to make them feel like they're not so alone in this twin parenting thing. Because although we know a lot of people with twins, it just happens to be that when you're the mom with brand new set of twins, you're typically the only mom that you know that is in that boat.
At that moment going through it. Like I had Jen luckily going, okay, this is going to hit you when you need to breastfeed or this or that. And I was going, great, but your kids are already two. Where are my resources for right now? So I had her as a role model, but I'm lucky I had her. And I have a lot of friends with twins, but nobody was writing about it or telling me like the grind that I was actually going to face when both of them needed me, and one wouldn't lash and one wanted formula. I was like, what is happening? So we need to build a community that can ask us these real questions and raw moments, and we'll tell it like it is.
When I had my twins, because they are almost 5, I knew several moms who had twins, but their twins were now like 9 or 10. And, they were way beyond the baby years, even way beyond pregnancy, which is a piece that is challenging in it. So,
of course it is. I mean, it's enough to be pregnant with one, let alone 2.
Yeah. She just squirted yogurt all over the place.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was our goal in starting our business, was to help moms and support people, because it's not that easy to be doing this. And you need someone else out there, even if it's just an online buddy.
Right, right.
I'm back.
And so I want to talk a little bit about the infertility, because I have a lot of friends who have gone through that as well, especially the friends of multiples, right? We know how that works.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How long, and I have had friends who have gone through countless rounds of it and still came up empty, right? Mm-hmm. So how long did you guys go through it separately? And how do you talk to other moms about it?
So it took us a total of 4 years of infertility until we had our. Was that you?
I was 2.5 years actually.
Okay.
And the only reason that my time was shorter was because I didn't wait the full amount of time to, the doctors say you need to wait a year to try and get pregnant. I went in about 5 months and I was like, something is not right. And my OB was very willing to work with me and not make me go through this gamut of time. And so I got things moving along more quickly.
Yep. Okay. And I went through the road of like, I'm going to try everything possible before we even go to IVF, and then that was a bust. And so I went through over and over the failing and like that hope of I can do this. And then it was like, yeah, this is, so, it took us longer, and it, financially I did not want to go the route of IVF. That freaked me out. It's literally like another mortgage. So, the total, when you look back at all this, you're like, well, I have my children, but, I think
they're not going to college.
Yeah. But, and now you don't get allowance for the next 18 years because we don't have that anymore. No. But, it's one of those things that people want to talk to me about infertility. I'm an open book and I'll tell them my experience. But I think the one thing to keep in mind is there aren't, two experiences like Jenn's very different from me. Mm-hmm. We have our miracles, which is awesome. But, it really stinks because it never goes away though. Like the infertility piece is still always going to be part of who we are. It's almost like this post-traumatic thing where like if I see a friend going through this, like I could get teary and choked up because I'm like, I know that moment where something failed and I was crying in the shower and not even my husband can console me because like you are so devastated. And where, some things worked for us or didn't work for us. I'll never forget taking all the injections and the shots and like that process. And I just hope it works for other people. So I always say like, when people have different types of cancer or anything, oh, I know when so-and-so got this is what they did and this worked for them. Well, it's not necessarily going to work for that cancer patient or so it's like you want to be there as an emotional support. You can empathize and be like, I get it. But you also have your miracles on the out. So we're the hope for those people. But at the time, they're still like, well, she doesn't get it because she has her kids. Mm-hmm. And I totally get that feeling too. Yep. Because I felt that too. Mm-hmm. So
of course
you got to be like sympathetic and sensitive. But at the same time, also like, hey, I get it. Like I've been there and I'm with you if you want me to be,
I think also for me, it's left this lasting impact, kind of like Megan said with the post-traumatic thing that, I had one pregnancy, I got 2 babies, but the possibility of getting pregnant again is pretty much not there. And a lot of people be like, well, when are you going to have your girl? Are you going to have more? Why do you only have 2? What's your plan? And it's like, well, that plan was decided for me a long time ago. And those questions can be very challenging to face. Even 5 years with 2 beautiful babies out, it's still there and it will always be there.
I think those questions, to be quite honest, are a little bit ridiculous anyway to anybody, right?
Yes.
It's like, seriously, like I have 2 boys and they're 6 years apart and that was by choice. And anytime, we waited for a long time and not for any other reason other than we wanted to. And it like, you get a lot of you
get that look of,
is everything okay? Or
between something going on. Rather than, I just want to enjoy this kid and then maybe see if everybody has such a different plan. You don't want to be asking somebody, and it makes me actually more sensitive to what I ask others because I never realized like how personal people will get and say like, do you want to have more kids? Like who do I care? I think they're just honestly trying to be nice and make more conversation and ask you just to say like, oh, you have 1 child. So what's next? Like maybe I don't right. Or we were like, oops on this one. You never know.
It's crazy. And it's funny because I think I offend people sometimes when, a lot of people think boy, you have a boy and you want a girl and that's what you want. Right. When I was pregnant with my second one, I was like, oh, please dear God, let it be a boy.
That's what
and
please
my husband was like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want a girl. And that's okay. Like, I know how boys work. I have all the stuff. Like, it would be so good if we just had another boy. And when we found out that we were having him, I'm like it was my 20-week sonogram. I was 39 years old. So I had an amnio and the whole thing. And the sonogram technician was like, why are you crying? And I was, don't cry. The next one can be a girl. And I'm like, I don't want a girl. And there's not going to be a next one. So this is, and I think he was like offended. He was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, like I got what I wanted. And listen, if it was any different, I'm sure I would be totally fine with it. But yeah, I think it's funny how people just automatically assume that we want more after we have what we have.
Right.
And we may, right? I mean, you might want to try to have another one or you might not, and that's fine.
Well, it's interesting too, because when we were pregnant with twins, and once people find out, a pregnant woman in Target walking the aisles of diapers, it's always like, oh, good, congrats, when are you due? Well, and then the minute they find out you're having two, the conversation really gets going.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the curiosity of people, or, oh, I know someone with twins. Everyone wants a piece and wants to relate or give you their unsolicited advice about what they did back in the 70s when they were pregnant with twins, and you have to be kind of nice about it. But, towards the end of my pregnancy, I started getting more hormonal and a little more ridiculous with some of the things I would say. And I mean, I'm a really sarcastic person, so sometimes I would kind of like snicker to myself, was that too much? I didn't know this person, but I'm like, then again, I don't know this person, so why?
Right, I'm never going to see them again. Say whatever you want.
Totally.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your favorite, okay, so now almost 5, and your little one's just turned 2, right? So congratulations, that's fantastic.
Woo-hoo.
2 is a really fun age, and almost 5 is a really fun age.
They are so fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. Are they in school? Your 5-year littles?
They started preschool last week. They're 4 days a week. So I still get one full day of time to just hang and little mornings, which is awesome. But they're doing good. I was telling Megan earlier that last week and a few days this week, I was having conversations with my husband, like, maybe I should just take them out. They don't need to go to school. He's like, yes, they do.
No. Yes, they do.
And the selfish, wanting that time. Like this morning, the boys got up and I was like, hey. And they were like, Batman? And they just took off running. And I was like, wait, stop. Where's my morning? Whoa. We're getting too old, too fast, slow the roll.
Right.
But it's fun to see them get independent and all this. But I'm going, guy, one day you're going to be too cool for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to be like an afterthought. Like, come on, give me a snuggle.
Oh, yeah. No, my oldest is going to be 12 in November. And it has started. It's like, what? Like,
that's my biggest fear. Like the day you stop kissing me when I drop you off at school, it might break my heart.
Oh, well, we live in New York City, so he goes to school he takes the city bus to school by himself. So it's like, he's out the door at 7:00 in the morning and he's like, see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bye. Love you.
Independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it catches me too, right? Because like I've been going, I don't want to wish any of this time because it's going by so fast. However, it would be nice when you can sit on your own, or when you can hold you and you can walk into the store and I don't have to take a car diaper back.
Yep.
But now that's kind of gone out the window. It's going, oh my gosh, it's here. I don't want to wish the next step because mine are going to be in pre-K and taking the city bus, and I'm going to be going.
Yep. What the hell now?
It's the city bus.
Totally.
Farm town.
Yeah, the city bus out here in Fort Collins,
Colorado. So what is your favorite topic to write about? Like, I know you guys, like, you write separately, you write together. Like, how do you do it?
We do both of that. So, if we feel inspired by a topic, we just start writing. One of us writes it, the other one edits.
Mostly like sorry to jump in, like who's going through it right now. Like, for example, we had some moms reach out about advice on splitting the kids up when they go to kindergarten, first grade, like what's our take on it? And since we're both former educators, we do have, different opinions, but also now that our kids are approaching that, these have changed. And then toddler potty training. I haven't done it yet, but I'm approaching it and I'm like, gosh, we haven't written about potty training twins. Mm-hmm. So I naturally asked Jen, she'll write about it. And I'm literally reading her content going, okay, I need help. Right. So And then I was writing a lot about pregnancy and sleep because I was going through it. And Jen could pitch in. She was like, yep, this is coming, the 6-week crash, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm going, what? And then at 6 weeks, I hit a wall and I'm like, oh yeah, you're totally on point. So, but she's asking me about maths. Like her kids are kind of out of that. And I'm going, oh, you split them up, then you put them together, and then you split them up again. And so we kind of go back and forth because she's been there, but you kind of black that out for a while, right?
Yeah.
Once you're in the next stage.
Yep, you do. You forget.
Sleep and you forget all that. So it's kind of nice because we're separate by 3 years. So, or 2.5 or whatever. So
3, almost exactly.
Yeah.
They're only a month. Their birthdays are basically a
Month apart, 3 years.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how we pick and choose. And then just basically what our readers want. They'll email, and a lot of it is pregnancy and sleep support. Really, our wheelhouse is expecting new moms, twin moms. You'd be shocked how many parents have like kids already, but they're expecting multiples. And now they're like, whoa, we're going to bring on this to our family. So we'll reach out to ours that have a set of twins and another child, et cetera, to get their expertise, or if the child has had a lot of NICU experience, that kind of thing, because I didn't have a NICU. Or so we reach out to, because we're certainly not experts, but we are going through the grind. And I think just like the rare honesty of like, this isn't what we think is one size fits all. This is how twins should be sleep trained and raised and whatnot. It's just like, hey, this works for us, give it a try. If not, we'll wrestle through it with you to see what works, you know, but a lot of it is infancy sleep.
I love that.
Those early stages when you're just navigating all the milestones and feeding, sleeping, potty training. Now that my kids are in preschool, I think, I've been thinking about writing things about separating them, being in school together, questions to ask, what to look for. And that we have a lot of experience in, because we both spent many, many years as educators.
Right.
And talking through parents with just, whether you hold them back and you put them in, because both of our kids are actually or sets of our kids are in the cutoff, where it falls in Colorado. So, so, you have that conversation in addition to, do you put them in different classrooms? And, we were talking about this today. My dad takes one of my sons golfing, and they rotate weeks. So they have like little grandson dates, golfing. And it's great because if I had 2 children at different times, you would have that naturally with your oldest kid before the second child came, right? I haven't ever experienced that. So it's nice when he will take one, because then I usually go and take the other one on a date myself. And it's awesome because, whoa, one kid, it's
so easy.
It's just a different.
It's so great.
And so today, the other child saw everybody leave, and he was fine. He was doing something in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden it was, oh crap, and he just melts down and he's running to the door going, golfing, I want to go golfing. And he realized, not only did I get left alone, everyone else is golfing and I'm stuck here with these 2 yeehaws,
with my mother.
Oh, man. And I'm telling Jen, I go, gosh, this is like breaking my heart, because it's not like he's a baby and he's like, wah, and forgets. He's like legit sitting here for golfing. I'm not
whittling his thumbs.
Right? So I'm going, and she goes, you're going to have this your whole life. I'm like, I know, like, it's going to be birthday parties. You didn't get invited. You have different friends. This is just, I'm starting to experience these things. And as a mom, I'm going, oh, I haven't even approached this whole can of worms yet.
Which I think, a blog post and information that people need and want.
So we got new content. Thank you.
Yay. No, it's true, because I think, and I'm in awe of my friends with twins. Like I have a few sets of friends who have olders and then they had their twins. In fact, just about everybody I know that has twins had them that way. So it's a very interesting dynamic, because you definitely parent 2 differently than you parent 1. Because there's, and then all of a sudden you're out, and then if you have 3, you're outnumbered. So it's like, what the hell is going on? But I think, and I think it's important. Or they go golfing. They go to all different places.
Going on twos,
so funny. So I think that the dynamic is definitely different, and the dynamic with the parents is different. And I want to know, like where you see taking your vision. Like where's your vision going? Like, are you going to stick with 2 came true and do it all the way until these boys are in college?
Well, I think
What's the idea?
I think our viewers ultimately will be like, okay, so your kids are playing sports. Great. You know, like really we can show our kids through our Instagram stories and our families and what we do with our travels. That's fun, right?
Yeah.
And you're right about maybe traveling with your families as you get older and whatnot. I think our wheelhouse is honestly supporting new parents, new moms of twins, pregnancy, the infancy. Like that's where we're more, I think our target audience is, and people need us the most. And as they get older, you kind of figure it out. Or you're friends with kids and then they had twins. They need us for the get-go when they're schlepping through the mud together. But then as you get older, you get into your groove and you kind of find your niche, you know? So I think really like we'll continue to, you know, expose like the joys of our families and all these experiences we have as Two Came True grows. But ultimately, like we will still be supporting the new parents and pregnancy. Like that's more of our wheelhouse.
We'll definitely write our book, which we haven't gotten accomplished.
It's still yet, in the works, but the time, you know, it's finding time to do a DIY and things during that. Yeah. So I think as the kids get in school and we have more time allotted, you know, things will progress.
I think ultimately we just want to be a resource that's there for people, you know, whether our kids are 15 and their kids are brand new or they're expecting. There's always going to be a need for support when you're expecting twins or more. So our goal is ultimately to grow that aspect of the business. So we're actually consulting services come September. So if people want email support or video support, or
I
if
can't
they're
tell you how
in
much
Denver,
time like I spend on the phone. Moms will email us and I'll be writing them back. I'm like, this will just be so much easier in a quick conversation. We get on the phone for 45 minutes and she's just ripping about, okay, this one ate, this one didn't. I'm decreasing ounces. I'm back up here. So it's so much easier to talk through it. Have you tried this? Have you not tried this? Where it doesn't feel like that just always through an email. It takes so much time to email versus I can be on the just telling it like it is, and they can get our personalities and understand we're super easygoing. This isn't like, hey, I'm twin parenting. Like, oh, hey, girl.
But I think that's what they like. That's what moms out there need. No, and no offense to the experts out there, because I know a lot of you, and I'm friends with a lot of you, and you're all wonderful people. But sometimes moms, and I think that's why mom blogs are so popular and things like that, because
it's the real life women.
Just want real life, real moms, real stories, and they don't want to feel like I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing it not the way that my doctor or my therapist or whatever expert, whoever said this to do, right? And I mean, I find that with whoever I'm coaching too. It's like, you know, sometimes people just want to hear the truth, and they want to know like how crappy it is if it's really crappy, and how great it is if it's really great. I mean, like I was on a coaching call yesterday and I was like crying with one of my clients, and I was like, we're going to get through this is going to be a really crappy conversation. What we're going to get out of it, it's going to be awesome, because we're learning stuff right now. And so I think that's what what young new moms, I think that's what they want. They want like real life stories. They're tired of reading the What to Expect books.
Exactly. And we want to be those moms that you want to sit and have a glass of wine with and lament with about the kind of torture of it, because it's not easy.
One of the conversations too I was having, back to your question about, you know, when both parents are all in and how does that change the dynamic, like 2 at a time really changes things. I was talking to a parent about, we both are going to be hands-on. If you have a partner, you're going to need that partner hands-on. So my husband and I, it was never like, I'm going to just do bedtime solo in the beginning or feeding. It was like, hey, I need you to either help them latch or feed. And then once you're back at work, we'll rotate feedings. But like, there was never a time where I felt like I was grinding through it by myself, because the baby only needed me. We had 2 babies needing both of us the entire time. So my partner and I were like high-fiving through the night. We did it. Not feeding. Let's go to the 4 a.m., you know, and where some of my friends who had 1 baby at the time were saying, they only really needed me. They were breastfeeding. So it was just me. My husband was getting all the sleep and I wasn't. And I'm going, okay. And so when they have baby number 2 or baby number 3, then they see that dynamic coming, because now it's both hands-on, right? But I couldn't relate at first, because I was like, I don't even, we literally blacked out and we just had to do it together, you know?
We woke up 6 months later and we were like, oh, look, we're still alive.
And I feel like even now at my husband and I were very similar. We would both get up and both do the feedings, and he would change diapers and I would nurse. But even now, it does take both of us to manage just their life. Like, did you remember that they needed this? Oh, can you run out and grab this on your way home from work? Will you just grab them, the paper they need or whatever? It really does take both of us all the time to be all in with them.
Yeah.
And they're what I always say is like they're two different kids who came out at the same time. Like literally, I couldn't have had more different kids. Literally, they're brothers. They don't look alike. They look like they're related because guess what? They are. But
right. But that's it.
One is more sensitive. One is this way. One needs this. One likes this. One hates this. Like it's just like my parents probably raised my sister and I. It's just. They have the same birthday. Other than that, I mean, I have to keep remembering.
They did share a uterus.
They did. They do have a special bond. I'm not gonna lie, but they are so. That's why these dates with Grandpa taking him one golfing at the same time. It's nice because they are individuals. We have to treat them like that. Yet we're grinding through the
not
two.
Everybody else does. Yeah,
totally. So it's a.
No, I think that's important too because every kid is different and. It's funny because my kids actually look identical and they're 6 years apart. Yeah. So when they were born, my pediatrician was like, I don't know, like, I think you only make one kid, like literally one, like they were just about the same size, just about the same length, just about like within like ounces of each other. And they look like my little one is like, oh, look, that's a good picture of me. Like, that's not you. Like, sorry. Like it's not you. So it's funny because my kids who are so far apart look alike, or they're completely different children. And then like, I have a friend who's got twins and one of them is a redhead and the other one is a blonde. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome.
That's awesome.
I love it. It's all about their, and I think it's great because parenting them together but separately and acknowledging their individuality is super important because so many people, a lot of times, I mean, maybe back in the day, far, far along a way ago, people didn't do that. Like everybody parented their kids pretty much the same. And I think for me, and writing the book that I just wrote about relationships, I did a lot of analyzing with like the way my parents did it and like friends' parents did it. And I'm old. So, 40 something years ago, it was more of a kids should be seen and not heard kind of thing around their parents. And our opinions not that they didn't matter, but when we were little, we didn't really have a say in what we were doing or what we wanted or any of that kind of stuff. So, we've definitely progressed as, technology and parenting and us just getting smarter as human beings. But I think it's important. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking like to add to what you're saying, it's, there's all these different pieces of parenting, right? From how you were raised, your parents were raised, your husband's family, and you take all the pieces that you love and now you get to put your own spin on it. But what's interesting is like now with the way technology is and social media and there's this like image you have to uphold. And I feel like one thing we hold true on our blog and how we are with people and present ourselves is there is no one right way. And we are never going to mom shame you for how you choose to do it because you don't know the whole story. You don't know the kid. And like people want to make your house look perfect or your social media. But you know what? I guarantee you if everybody took a snapshot of their house at 3 p.m., it would look like a hot mess. It's just the nature of the beast, the season of life we're in. Yep. And one kid could, use, certain parenting styles. The other kid wouldn't. And I just feel so bad sometimes for these people who go trolling on websites and social media. And I'm like, mom's like, don't feel like this is real life and what you have to do. You have to kind of like block out and just trust your mom gut and do what you and your spouse or your partner think is like literally what's best. Because there's a lot of pressure now, I feel like,
There really is between, schools and like all of it. And it's conversations. I even was having a conversation the other day. I just wrote a blog post about it with one of my girlfriends. And she was like, it was about play dates. And she's like, okay, so-and-so is having a play date, but we weren't invited. And I was like, so what? And she's like, but don't you think everybody should be invited? And I was like, no, I don't think everybody should be invited. And guess what? You should be happy that you're not stuck at their house.
You know what?
There's a bunch of other kids that you don't like. Stop. And oh, by the way, like if that kid wanted to have a play date with that kid, let them have a relationship and be friends. Not everybody needs to be in the room at the same time.
And we're not with
next time. You can be the one.
The other thing about that is the friendship that's between the parents, the moms.
Yes.
Yep.
Your kid doesn't care.
No. And I don't necessarily want to go on a play date. This is going to probably sound really bad, but if I don't have anything in common with the mom of that child,
right. Me too. Yep.
I don't want to sit in a room pretending to have a conversation just so my kids can play. Like, we have met some great people at my kids' school, and I've made friends with the moms that the kids are friends with, but not every single mom am I a friend. I'm not friends with every single mom. They're friends with. So it's play dates are we schedule people we want to hang out with. The kids
we do the same thing.
Get to do their thing, but it's such a complicated
I think not
issue.
like I'm getting cut off here, but like not every kid's gonna get invited to the same birthday party. It's like the participation ribbon syndrome, right? Like you're not always gonna win the race.
Everybody gets a trophy.
It's just kind of like you need to learn to like get some grit.
Mm-hmm.
Life's not always fair or feels good, and if you don't feel included, I'm not saying in this particular situation with the whole playdate thing, it is what it is. Like you're gonna have a day go your way, and sometimes it's not. But that's life. That's the way things are as an adult and in the business world, and
it's like inviting the entire class to a birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I could go on and on about how much I hate that idea.
I'd be insane. And
I've never done it.
Invited to a million birthday parties just because you have to invite everyone. It's like, I can't afford this. I cannot afford to be
and I don't want to go. Like I'm not friends with these. I'm happy to say hello to you on the playground.
Well, it's kind of, what are you gonna look back and remember?
Right.
Like this Saturday spent with your family, or this birthday party with kid you're. I don't know.
Right. That you don't.
Not there yet.
Oh, you'll be there. You'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's just get really good at saying, "Oh my God, we have plans this weekend. Sorry, we can't make it."
No, but having kids is a great excuse. It's
sorry, can't make it. It's nap time.
Good old naps. I hope those never.
It's nap time. It's a nap time.
I love nap time.
Torture.
That's how I nap right now. People always ask me, what do you do during nap time? Do you just like watch Days of Our Life? I'm like, well,
yeah.
This is when
I nap.
I work at night and then early in the morning, so I'm not on my phone in front of my family all day, and it's a balance. So
the question I've gotten a lot lately, which is awesome, is so your kids are in school all day. What are you doing all day long? It's like
shopping. What?
Shopping. Couch, eating, buns, and
painting my nails, and I don't know, watching the cleaning lady. People are crazy. Okay, my loves, our half hour is up.
You again, Kat.
You two. Are you guys going next year? Because I already have my tickets for next year.
You.
So excited.
I know.
Okay, so Jackie is my assistant, and she's on, and she's going to post all of your social media stuff. I love the fact that you guys are doing consulting soon, because that's amazing, and we need to promote that. So as soon as you guys go live with your consulting, let me know, and I'll help you out.
Thank you.
However I can. It was a pleasure seeing you both again.
Yes.
I hope school goes well for your boys, and I hope everything else goes well for yours, Jenn and Meghan. You guys are awesome.
You'll see them on the tour, obviously, pretty soon. I mean, clearly.
Follow them. Follow the girls, because they're so funny, and read their blog posts. And if you have any questions about twins and pregnancy and expecting and new babies and all that kind of stuff, call these ladies, because they're the best.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.